Welcome to Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast, a free resource for moms raising young autistic children. I am your host, Dr. Christina Wilson. I created Thriving Moms of Autistics after years of experience working with families and having my own autistic child. I coach moms of young autistics one-on-one to tap into their strengths, create a supportive community, set firm boundaries, and raise their autistic child with confidence. Subscribe to the podcast and check out the earlier episodes so you don't miss a thing. Now, let's get to it.
Hi, Mom. Did you know that there is something special within you? Yeah, there is. And it's hard to see it sometimes because raising an autistic child keeps you very, very busy and moving. And you might miss the very thing that I'm talking about. And when I meet other moms raising autistics, it's like the heavens just open up and the angels are singing. It's such a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I have found another human being who gets it. That is just the beauty in it, is that there are other people like me or similar to me. Because sometimes, especially early on, you feel like that is not the case. It's very lonely. Now, I want to be clear about something. Moms are not all the same. They're not. Everybody's different. But it is the experiences that we share that are similar. And not all of our experiences are the same either. But we do have many experiences that we resonate with. So with that said, moms have innate strengths that are very specific to them. And that means that they're born with them, okay? And they have the opportunity to build those strengths, and that will help them overcome their challenges. That's why we're talking about this today, because it's just that important. So in this episode, this is almost like a 2-for-1, but I explore those very individual strengths that moms possess and can build over time to help them be their best that they can be. And also, I explore connection with others to build their community. So find the full transcript for this episode at thrivingmoms.com/86. And please share the podcast with other moms to help them grow in their journey. And you can also do this to further the reach to other moms by leaving an Apple Podcast review and or subscribing to the Thriving Moms of Autistics YouTube channel. I appreciate you. So why are strengths so important for autism moms? Well, we moms are more than aware of our stress and our stress level that we feel some days, most days, or maybe even every day. Let's just be real. It is part of the process. And all moms feel stress. But moms of autistics experience unique challenges, and that's the difference. With that said, I would do it all over again for my son. And I suspect that you would too. Now, I think it is important to acknowledge mom stress, just in general, okay? So let's support one another as moms who are raising neurotypical and or neurodiverse children. As one of my t-shirts says, and I love this shirt, "Momming ain't easy." And that is the truth. I recognize mom stress in general. So let's vow together to help one another. And so many don't understand autism. But autism moms might forget that in general, the general stressors that all moms experience overall. So sometimes we might forget that in the midst of our other challenges that are unique. But remember that can connect us on some level. It doesn't have to be us versus them. We can feel connected for many reasons, even though we do have differences. And I'm speaking to every person on this earth, right? Because that's something that our society struggles with right now, is being caught up in differences and wanting to separate. But that's not how we were made. We were made to do that. So when moms of neurodivergent children step up for moms of neurotypical children and vice versa, anything is possible. That will bridge the gap. And we come together and we see beyond what we do not always understand. So, how can moms with unique needs support themselves and their child to overcome these challenges? Well, do you ever feel isolated because of these differences that you face as a mom of an autistic child? Do you ever feel misunderstood? Oh, yeah. Do you feel like others do not relate? Absolutely. How can moms align with other moms to bridge that gap? Give that some thought. You might express to others that you don't have all the answers for mom of neurotypicals, but you are here to listen to them. There are things that we don't understand because we haven't had that experience. And I've talked about this many times. Also, you might ask the same of them. Sometimes people just need time for it to click. And when they're exploring differences with others or things that they don't understand. And that is completely natural. That's normal. And I'm here to tell you that these are common feelings. Yeah, that's right. It is like anything in life. We have different experiences. The important thing is that we listen to others and try to understand their experiences, just like we would want that for ourselves. So trying not to have automatic judgment about something that you've not experienced before. You're going to have those sometimes pop into your head. But you can flip that, okay? You can catch that, be like, no, I'm not going there. I'm not doing that. And it doesn't feel good when you are on the other side of that, right? It doesn't feel good. So I have to remind myself of this too sometimes. We all do. It's our human nature. So listen to others and support them the best that you can. You do not have to have the same experiences to do that. Listening is, easier than you think. Sometimes people just need someone to listen to them when they're struggling. I know I do. And that could be very, very powerful. So can't we do that for one another? As a mom, you're autistic. I have learned that my innate strength actually go a long way. Okay? So as a psychologist for 3 decades, I recognize the importance of strengths and help us grow as individuals. So I got the mom side and the psychologist side. And one of my strengths is patience. So you might not recognize this in yourself now. Okay. That doesn't mean that it's not one of your strengths. Because sometimes we have strengths that we don't always recognize. And it is one that needs to be cultivated. And you can do that. That's the beautiful thing. Let me be very, very clear. I do not exercise my strength of patience 24/7. I know. I don't. I struggle with this on occasion. And that is normal. Now, oftentimes, I can use this strength and meet my son where he is at. This allows him to feel safe and understood, and it really makes my life a lot easier and his. I walk him through the process of communication without him feeling so hurried because, it's hard for him to communicate and it takes time. So that helps me help him with that. And patience might not be one of your strengths. We all have different strengths, and that's okay. Your strength might be social intelligence, creativity, or hope, or many, many, many others. Whatever your strength, you can make it work for you. And also, your underdeveloped strengths can be developed over time. And my husband and I have different strengths. My strength of patience helps when there's a disagreement between him and my son. Okay. Now my husband has other strengths that support me, which is nice. When I'm slightly behind where my son is in some areas, I have a lot of empathy for my son in many cases because I struggle with some of the same areas that he does. And I help my husband understand those struggles. We meet others where they are at. That is key. That is the first step in success. So, some benefits and tips. Let's leverage our strength to achieve the benefits for ourselves and for our child. And this might mean improved communication or increased mother and child bond, which influences overall well-being for both ourselves and for our child. That's how big this is and how important this is. So when you find a supportive community, you will notice some similarities with others. However, you might also recognize your strength and seek to grow based on watching others. I can't tell you how important a community is. It really, truly is. Also, I help moms identify and grow their strength in my 4-month VIP program. So check out more from the Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast episodes on strengths by going to thrivingmomsofautistics.com, scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, and click on the under topics, uncover your strength. I hope this has helped, and I look forward to our time next week.
Thanks for listening to Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast. Be sure to leave a review and tell other moms of autistics about the podcast. Let's support each other. Find the full transcript for this episode at thrivingmomsofautistics.com. And be assured, you are not alone in your journey.